Hello, welcome to my Woodland Brutality 2022 Day 2 match video. I am mauserdude. The day started off great, got to the range early, loaded up all my mags, and just relaxed for a little bit. Kind of sat up on the hill and watched some of the early squads go. Here's a picture of my rifle. It was a FNFAL G1. It was a home built I built back in the 90s before they got banned in Maryland. And that's the right view. And I had a G3 sling mounted on it. I've never actually seen a picture of the correct sling, so I kind of just mounted that, figured it was close enough. And here's a picture of my equipment, my rifle, my CZ75, returned back to stock state. And I had some real G1 mag pouches and early 60s German web gear, and then the rest of it is like 80s Alice equipment. I started off on stage 5 called What's in the Trunk. This was a lot of fun. It was the first stage I didn't par out on, and it was a ton of fun. You had to draw your pistol, engage a mini IPSC at, I guess it's like 30, 40 yards, something like that, from the trunk, then through the window. You had to advance to this barricade and do one from the right. One from the top. And then one from the left. And one of the tricks here is you have to drop your magazine between that position and the car. And once you get to the car, you turn back and you have one shot to hit steel. And if you miss, it's a penalty, it's a 60-second penalty. So it's a pretty high value target. Retrieve your rifle from the trunk. You load up, and there's 3 rifle targets to the back of the pit. About 75 yards away. I think a mini IPSC on the left. A full-size IPSC with the center cut out in the center. And another mini IPSC on the right. So I did pretty well here. And notice I'm taking my time to get my sights lined up. Then you retreat to the barricade, and from the left of the barricade you do a sweep. 1, 1, 1. You hit each one once. And took 2 shots there. 1 shot. Another shot. And then you can go up to the top and do the same thing, do another sweep. Some guys took a couple steps to the right, but the pistol steel was in the way, and so several people had to move while engaging the far right target. So I decided to just essentially stand up to engage the rifle targets. Then you come around the right, do this. And get the center target. This position wasn't as stable. I should have done something else with my hands or something here, or a more stable kneeling position. Then while keeping your muzzle down range, you retreat back to the car and engage, do a sweep through the car windows. It was stipulated you had to shoot through both windows, and didn't have to do a mag change here. Doing the magazine swap out of those terrible pouches. They certainly weren't going to fall out, but it took quite a bit to get the magazines out. And the center target and the right target. And you had to keep both feet on the ground while shooting over the top of the car. So left, center, right. And I got it right before par time, so that was awesome. That felt really good to finish that stage. I came in 118th. Then I was off to stage 6, which is a pistol only stage. You start off, you have to wear like a 40-pound backpack, or a backpack with 40 pounds of weight. You come up to the first blue barrel, and you had 3 poppers. You had to knock the center popper down before you shoot the swinger there. That was the only stipulation. It took me a couple extra shots. I cleared that one. You run over to the right position. There's 2 poppers and a Texas Star. Engage that. And like everybody else that shoots a Texas Star, I ran dry. And get the last one, I think. Got it. And then I think I did a proactive mag change. Make sure I had 16 in the gun. And then you had to flip this pistol spinner. And after the big fail yesterday, this felt pretty good to flip. So, and this ended up being my best stage of the whole match. It came in 86th. And if I hadn't come in better in a pistol stage after all the IDPA I shoot, it'd be pretty bad. Then it was off to stage 7 called Tugging It. And it was pretty hot by this point. It was pretty humid. It was only in the 70s when the bright sunlight with the humidity, it felt a lot warmer. This stage you started here, and there's a 100-yard mini IPSC and a 120-yard mini IPSC. And you had to get one hit on each, and then there's a rope there to the left. You have to ground your rifle and then pull 60 pounds of kettlebells, a couple kettlebells tied together, and each line, there's lines painted in the grass down there, each line you pass, you had to re-engage the steel targets. And here you'll see, I felt like I didn't do too bad, but everything was just slow, especially with the 308. The recoil, you can't do double taps at all. It takes a while to get back your sights back on because everything moves. And the idea is you keep doing this. I think there's 6 iterations of this, and then once you get done, get the kettlebells back past the closest line, you have to clear your rifle or get one more set of hits and then clear your rifle, and then carry the kettlebells back to the start position and engage the 2 targets with a 1 hit each with your pistol. So, and I'm missing so much here. Like that felt like a good trigger press, for example, but I didn't hit. I think it's just a breakdown in my shooting skills or the rifle or something. I'm not 100% sure what. Come here, because I didn't feel like I did too bad, but I end up timing out right as I finished the rifle portion of this, and I ended up coming. This one was pretty bad too. Came in 151st. No, you know what? I'm looking at the scores, and I must have not hit the last two rifle targets either. That's pretty bad. And keep pulling. Yeah, I think it's just too slow shooting. I think pulling was okay. And of course my molasses slow magazine changes here. Not sure what happened there. Engage these last. And the other thing that was distracting was the rifle was heating up like crazy. You crank through 30 rounds of 308, and the handguard was getting pretty toasty. But FAL ran like a champ the whole time. Only issue is my accuracy with it. There we go. And at this point, I was getting ready to run down, show clear, and the timer went off.
All right, well, here's this guy. All right, good news is Andy's gonna bring this down.
Oh no, I just noticed there's 120 seconds left, so it was just the last 2 pistol shots I missed. So I didn't get to run down the hill.
You can just put it down right here. Hey Nick, 2 or 4?
And shout out to Squad 8. It was a lot of fun. And here's my overall stage scores and placement. Came in 133rd. And here's within my division, my placement. And I came in 7th out of 13 in my division in the Cold War stuff. And as a little bonus content, they marked it as stage 8, but I shot it right after stage 1 on Saturday. I just stuck it here because this video was shorter than the other one. They hook you up with miles gear, and you have to stop an opponent from overrunning your position. So there's another guy out there in the woods, and you'll see him in a second, all camoed up in woodland camo, and you'll see him briefly appear running right to left through the center gap in the trees, I think. And the objective is to shoot him before he crosses the fault line in front of you. There's a tree with a yellow wrap around it. That's the fault line, I think. So you have to shoot him before he shoots you, and you only have 6 rounds, so you can't just blast away. You'll see me take a couple shots, and they're using blanks, and it was just awesome. I've never really shot at a moving target like that. There he goes from right to left there, and I could see him what tree he was behind, but I was worried there was some brush between me and the target, because I kind of shifted, and I was pretty visible because I had a white t-shirt on, so I was kind of laying in wait until he really popped out in the open when he was charging, trying to not get shot. And if you got him, you got a 60-second bonus, and if he got you, or if he crossed the fault line, you lost 60 seconds. So it was just kind of a neat little bonus thing they did. The other option is if you run out of bullets, it's considered a draw. And if, in my case, he made it to the line right as I killed him, or got him, and that was it was just a no score. Just did it for fun at that point. So that was tons of fun. Just doing that was almost worth coming because it was tons and tons of fun. Even though you're in a static position, it gets your heart rate up and you're going crazy. It was just great. There he goes. And see, I engage him right about there, and right as he crosses the fault line. So, and special thanks to InRange TV for putting the whole shebang on, and Echo Valley Training Center, the awesome facility. And thanks to Les for the match director for putting it on. Did a great job. And as always, special shout out to safety officers and the One Shepherd guys. And always a special thanks to Marilee, Gus, and Sprinkles for all their support. I couldn't have done it without them. And here's a beautiful view of the mist over the river first thing in the morning.